Hello and welcome to Whiteland Restorations.
We have got a lovely Mk1 Golf Cabriolet in.
Yes, we have. Fresh from having a mega mammoth workshop move around. Literally finishing, well, I was still at it yesterday, which was Sunday. Came back in to finish some stuff off.
Last minute tidying. And then we have another car to send on us.
Yeah.
You
so
can't
we've
beat
still
it, can
got
you?
stuff everywhere, but work must continue.
Work must go on.
Shall we have a quick look around this?
Let's see why this has come in, because it is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
Lovely little thing.
You can't beat an 80s Golf soft top sometimes. It's just...
This is the most 80s car in the world.
Let's have a closer look then of why the Golf has come in.
We've got a little bit of a polish through situation on the front. Here, here, and here.
So is that a little bit of overzealous cleaning and polishing then?
A little bit too much buffy.
Yeah, that's a primer underneath there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to repair the paintwork.
That bit particularly is very easy. You just sand it, paint it.
Yeah.
But there are other issues with the bonnet. There are lots of old stone chips which are turned into little rusty bits. So they all do need fixing, because there's no point in painting it if you're just going to paint over all that crap.
Exactly.
There are also the telltale signs of I pushed my bonnet down a little bit too hard.
Yes, I mean, it happens, everybody does it. You get in your bonnet, you're going to push it down, you slam it down, and then you put your handprint right in the soft metal bit at the front.
Dings here. There's quite a big wobble in it up here somewhere, and there's a few little dings around over there. All of those need to be dealt with.
I mean, it's looking quite oxidised. I know it's not freshly clean, but there's a lot of washing scratches.
Yeah.
You know, we could probably buff all them out as well.
The biggest issue we have really is this one here. It's a bit of corrosion under the rubber.
Right, yes, I see that.
So that's a windscreen out job.
Yeah, you see how it's bulging the rubber down? It's going to be worse under there.
Yeah, so it's windscreen out, repair that. That's what it really came in for. The rest of this is just as it's in.
Yeah, we'll have a little go at all the other little bits and bobs.
We have this wheel arch fender flare, whatever. Has an interesting stick-on thing.
What's that?
For protection. It's also the wrong colour, so someone's painted this before, stuck that on to protect it from stone chips, but it's not worked.
It's so strange. I've never seen. I mean, that looks like
Dotty.
80s as well, doesn't it? It's like red dotty. Have a look at that. Look, dotty red. I mean, they're usually clear.
Yeah.
But we'll sort that out.
There's a little. Where are you? There's a nasty scratchy dent in the boot, so we're going to be painting this bit as well.
We'll get that bit.
All of that bit there. Well, that's also broken.
We need to source a new boot seal as well. It's a bit leaky.
This side, this top section of the door, I don't know if you can notice, is very much the wrong shade of red.
You can see it on the camera.
There's a really lovely blend there. That's very brave.
It's more purpley compared to the body.
Yeah.
Can you see that there, guys?
Oh,
you see
yeah,
the blood red to the purpley red. So that whole door needs repainting, does it?
No, just the top.
Just the top.
It's only been painted. That's the only bit that's. And funnily enough, that and the rear arch are the only bits that have ever been painted on the car.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
It's done really well, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. So straight in. I've got to get the windscreen out. I'll probably start with the windscreen and then get these little bits out of the bonnet. It's going to look like a polka dot bonnet by the time we're finished with it. And work our way around, try and get some epoxy on it straight away. And
you've got to make things look worse before you make them look better sometimes.
Yeah, this isn't a case of just sand it and paint it, I'm afraid.
No, let's get this windscreen out and see what we're dealing with under there as well. Right, to the tools.
So I'm just using my screwdriver, flat tip like this, to push the rubber underneath the lip. So you've got to kind of fold it back and tuck it in, and then tuck it in a bit extra as you go in. It's just very time consuming, but it's the safest way to take a piece of glass out. Never put your feet against it and push, that's going to break it straight away. This is the easiest way, you're just pushing the rubber, not the glass. If I can do this one-handed. Oh, very dodgy one-handed. So just kind of scoop it around like that. Oh yeah, there we go. And once you've got a certain distance, just make sure it's tucked underneath like that. Nice and safe. try and rectify the colour issue on this door. Though we've not estimated for it, but I think it would be a good idea to do it. Easy to take off these door handles. You just pick the little cover off and then you take the screws out. Screw out from there. And a screw out from this side. This comes out easy. And we are out. The last person who painted this door couldn't be asked to take out those 2 screws. Oh my goodness. It would have been easier than masking. Give it a little twist. Screw that. I wonder if this was taken off for painting or not. And then the other way to reveal the screw down there. Yeah, we've got pipes and wires and stuff, but maybe we could just lift her up, tape her to the window, get it out the way for painting. The last bit to come off is the front bumper. 2 bolts there, 1 and 2, and same under all of that. So those 2 not so straightforward. Those 2 though, very straightforward. Let's get at them. Turns out there are 3 rivets also holding the bumper on. Right, we've got all the parts off that I needed off. So we've got 1 wheel arch off, we've got a front bumper off, all the bits
windscreen out.
Windscreen, wipers, squirters, boot lid.
Did you have a look to see how bad this rust was?
Yeah, do you know what I found?
Go on, there's the rust that was underneath the rubber.
I found an extremely clean windscreen insert. Windscreen?
Windscreen?
Windscreen. Look!
Well, that is unusual, isn't it?
There are 2 bits of rust. There's that big one there that was poking out.
The big bit of rust here.
And there's a little one here.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Let me come over and have a little look.
And if you're going to be picky, there's a really small one there.
That's just starting to get established,
yes,
isn't
we'll
it?
deal with that whilst we're in here. And that one.
Yep.
I'm going to be using my trusty
wheel of fingers.
We call
Crud
it Crud Thug,
yeah.
It's an MBX wheel. And it's got a vicious bit of worn out wire brush situation going on. And it is going to be the best thing. You can get it that way, you can get it that way. It's going to just remove every molecule of that rust.
Right, you get your safety specs, I'll get my safety specs, and then we'll film that coming out.
Hole, we've made a patch. And that goes on there. I've already marked it out, so we've just got to cut it and then insert that and then weld it.
Ooh.
Hopefully.
That's going to be easy peasy repair. As easy as 1, 2, 3, cut with me.
Nursery rhymes for metal workers.
Did I just get a new book idea?
So we just cut the patch out and look, wax oil. Somebody did love this car.
It's right up at the top of the frame as well.
Yeah,
So
it's a great place to wax oil, to be fair.
yeah, fair dues. Fair dues. Just that one little bit there right in the middle didn't play ball.
Yeah, I think that must have just been a stone chip right there.
Well,
Unchecked.
it is out now.
The repair has been done and that brings day 1 to an end. So Monday finished with. I'm going to go home. It is what, 5:15. Chill out with the kids for a bit and I'll be back here bright and early to start day 2. So it's day 2 and we're quite late in the day. We've had a massive move around in the workshop. In fact, it's about 12-ish. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it's 11:45, so I've got a long way to cover for today. I need to deal with every single one of these little imperfections in the bonnet. I need to do the dents down each side of the wing. I need to fill this repair we did yesterday, let alone the boot lid repair I need to tackle. So I've got to get all these things done today and get them into a sealer coat, an epoxy coat. So let's just get the grinder out and start ripping this stuff off. Grinder, little whizzy wheel. So I'm going to be using this little abrasive wheel. There's a nylon abrasive wheel, and just taking the heads off very gently. Nothing too aggressive. Looks like a good one. And it's gone. No more rust. These are only tiny little imperfections, but it's definitely worth making sure there's no rust underneath them. And that's what we're fighting, that little brown spot in the middle there. That's the rust we're trying to get out. That's underneath every single one of these yellow bits of tape. Every single one of these in this bonnet is now a low spot, which isn't going to be good. The bonnet's going to look like it's peppered in dents. So we're going to be using some lovely spectral stopper, and we're just going to be filling each one of them up to the same level as the rest of the paint. Great stuff this, nice and smooth. These are available from our shop if you so desire one. I think they're fantastic. Fantastic filler boards. See, I've been blocking away at this bonnet. I'm using some 180, not too aggressive, but I'm very lightly going over it. The skins on these Mk1 bonnets are quite thin, and the bracing will push up through. If you push down too hard, you're going to make it worse than it is. So just very lightly sand over it. Using barely any pressure, maybe just the weight of the block. Takes a little bit more time, but the end result will be better. Success!
So nice. Lewis had a very successful day yesterday getting everything prepped, all the rust finished off and into epoxy.
Yeah, I like an epoxy barrier coat. It stops all that horrible sinkage and ringing up, which I despise.
It's like a protective layer, isn't it?
It goes off so hard and so fast, you know.
And it doesn't let water get through to get rust back on the panels. It's going to last so much
really
longer.
Good protective.
Which epoxy was this? Is this the Spectral?
Spectral, yeah.
Spectral, yeah. This is really good epoxy.
It also bonds directly to the metal, so fantastic stuff.
Can't ask for more than that,
Yeah.
can you?
I needed to have done some kind of etch or something anyway, so.
It's also a very fetching army green.
It feels great.
Yeah, sand camo.
So I've got left to do, I've got to sand the rear arch a bit more. I've got to do some work on the front bumper. And I've got to fix this door.
Well, that's
today.
easy peasy for you
and
today.
then this lot is basically key this up for a coat of primer, or 4 or 5 coats of primer.
Yeah, grey primer under the red, yeah. Yeah. In other exciting news, I've got to go and clear out the van because I'm going on a road trip.
Road trip!
Road trip! More about that later.
Yes.
Right, I'll leave you with this. I'm going to go and do some office work. Computer says no.
I've given the bonnet a bit of a guide coat just so I can see exactly what's going on when I'm blocking it down. As you can see here, you can still see those little bits that we dug out, but they're very shallow and they will block out easily. Again, I'm being very light with the block, barely putting any pressure on. The bumper is going to be very easy to deal with. I'm just going to hit it with a DA and some 180 grit until most of this nastiness is gone. I'm not going to be able to get all of it with the DA. I mean, these bits are going to be quite easy to just buzz over. Someone was too lazy to take the number plate off, which is only 5 screws. Yeah, there's lots of little bits all over, you know, so we're just going to smooth it all out, prime it, and it should be lovely then.
Right, while Lewis is prepping up the Golf, I'm going to be doing the mixing of the paints using a lovely scheme courtesy of IPS in this cupboard here. Right, I've already picked out the recipe here for the colour. I'm just going to pick out the tints. Now I hope I've picked the right colour. I think it's paprika, not the other shade of red, but that's why we do spray out cards. Right, B63, a B56. Oh, look at that, that's a nice purple. B81 and a B58. Here are all of our tinters. You wouldn't think there were that many colours that go into making just red, but look, it's like a whole rainbow. That's a lovely purple, that one.
And a bit of yellow.
And a bit of yellow as well for good measure. Right, so let's get these all shooked up and measured out. I've done my calculations to make up 100ml, well 50ml. This is 100ml mix, this is a 50ml mix, because we're just doing a spray out card. Let's mix them all together and see what we get. It does make the original red, that B63, look so orange. How cool is that? So we'll give this a little mixy mix and see what it's like compared to the car.
Well, that's transparent, isn't it? While Leanne was busy playing with tinters and trying to find the colour for this car, I took the opportunity to finish up my prep work and get her into primer.
Okay, this is the beginning of day 4 of the Golf project, and I've come in early to try and tie down this paint mix. Now, just so you can see for yourselves at home, this is 3 different shades of the same colour. Can you see that? So we have our colour system, but this is paprika red for VW, but look at all the different combinations you can have.
Well, technically, there's 4.
Technically there's 4, because I've got one more drying, because I have found the perfect shade for the car. You bringing it in, Lewis?
Yeah.
Here we go, it was just drying.
Glamorous assistant.
There we go, look, that is the shade, and you see, compared to the others.
It's wet, remember?
It's wet, yeah, I'll be very careful with it. That is the shade that we are going to be using. So let's get cracking with the prep. We've got a lot of sanding to do.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get this painted by the end of the day.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully
well,
in
yes.
this
No,
shade.
we definitely will now.
No, we
We've got the
definitely
colour.
will. Whew, I think I'm going to need a cup of tea.
There's our different shades. This is the one we're going
that's
for.
the one.
So this is the one.
Yeah.
Imagine all the same colour.
Yeah.
It's just no matter how many times I do it, I still can't get my head around it. Orange, red, brown.
All paprika.
All paprika red. Right.
I mean, doesn't the name paprika suit the car as well?
It does. It's so spicy.
So colour success.
Yes, that's in the bag. Prep time.
Lots of prep.
Lots of prep. We've got a lot of dry sand and a lot of wet sand in.
I've done, whilst Leanne was finding the correct colour, I've been out here dry flattening things for 320, so the bumper's ready for its final rub down. So is the arch and so is the boot lid. This is the only biggest area. This needs 240, 320 and 500 disc.
Yeah.
And that door needs sorting out.
But this
There's
is
plenty to deal with.
a very important part of the car.
The bonnet is, it's the face of the car.
It's the biggest panel that you see the light coming off
Yeah.
as well, really. So I'll leave you to do the bonnet. I'm going to go and get a bucket of water and some wet and dry and do some
Waving.
waving.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Well, not bye. Don't go.
Ah,
We're not
see you
finished.
later.
Put the needle on the record.
Yeah, so today is day 6.
Day 6? Day
Yeah.
5? Day 6?
Day 6. Today is day 6. Didn't do much filming on day 5 because it was basically flat and polishing. It came out a little dirtier than I would have liked, so I did a lot more flat and polishing. Anyway, I've saved the best
Perfection
bit
now,
of flat and polishing for last because I've got a little bit of a run. So I'll save that for you guys. So we will be doing flat and
You're
polishing.
so thoughtful. Do you know that?
I know
You're
the
so
hardest
thoughtful.
bit to flat and polish
Yeah.
out, the bit where I'm probably, well, maybe might make a mistake.
No, he won't. He's
There's a
building
little
up
run.
suspense.
So we're gonna dealing with that.
It's looking very nice.
But
Can
the
you
car's
see
lovely.
that? There. Can we move out the way? So good. We're going to put the bumpers back on now, and we're going to
Yeah.
put the windscreen on as well.
Yeah, that's where we are now. Starting to put it back together. I need that little run to cure as hard as it can go before I can get.
We'll do everything else while we're waiting then.
Yeah.
Get the heaters on, get some warmth into this room, and
It
we
should be
are
well
good to
cured by
go.
now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's as hard as nails. That is.
It's good. It is the hold on. Can I lift that up? That's the smallest boot lid here. Hold my coffee.
Oh my dear.
Look at this. This is the smallest boot lid in the world. I think we've got dinner trays at home bigger than that.
Yeah.
Right then, guys.
Let's chuck some of
get
this stuff
cracking.
back on, and then we'll get to the final bit.
Final bit. Coffee first, though.
Exciting
Num,
times.
num, num, num.
Let's see what this thing looks like when it's all back together and looking nice.
Oh, there's a cloth.
Cloth. Funny how this stuff, after you've painted, rips the plastic.
So
just
funny,
tears.
isn't it? It's like so brittle.
Yeah.
But it's like unwrapping a Christmas present. just hate it when it's well stuck on down there.
Bit of masking, eh?
Good job.
Professional. Just watch the edges and then kind of push the hinge up into it.
Yeah. Wait for.
It's time to deal with that run. For this, I'm going to be using a razor blade, nice and sharp, and I'm just going to scrape off the excess clear coat. Oh, sounds of torture, paint torture, I think. But this is a great way of getting that paint flat. You can see exactly what you're doing. There's no guesswork when you're wet flatting because everything's all shiny. So you can do most of the work here. And then once this is done, bit over to the wet flatting. And that is a job well done. So how about we get the rest of the exterior of this car looking as sharp as the new paint. Massive thank you to Tom at T3 Auto for
Cleaning
sorting out the inside.
yeah.
The seats went from blah to blah.
It just brings up the interior to match the outside, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
this car's had a transformation, and one of
Yeah.
my favourite ones actually. It's come
It
out
is.
really well.
You've been talking about this. You're like, oh my god, it's looking so nice.
It does look
But it
really
is,
good.
and it's the owner's pride and joy. So I'm sure you'll be really happy with it. You
Yeah.
know, it's going to be back out again next summer. I think he puts it away for the winter.
Yeah, it lives in a bubble.
Bubble.
And you can tell because there's not much rust on it.
No, it's very rare to have this little rust, isn't
Yeah.
it? But no, gorgeous. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like button and click subscribe. We've got lots more projects coming up.
We've got a lovely one coming up next.
Oh God, is it the one I think?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Might
it is.
be.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So good. We're in the middle of booth revamping.
We might have to do a bit of a workshop update.
We're going to do a workshop update. There's so much going
Yeah.
on. We have got like this much space. at the moment. That's
yeah,
it.
I mean, that was all of it.
It's literally all of
was
it.
all of it.
So we'll see you again next time, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Ciao.
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 Ciao. Gloves on now, though. Connect.
Let's go from here. So we've unmasked and
Okay, right.
day 6.
Day 6, we've been cracking already. We've taken all the masking off. The bumper has had... Hi, Mum.